What's up everyone? My name is Eric. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are here in Southwest Oregon and we're working on trying to figure out what it's gonna take to get this camper off our truck for some service and repair. The last time we had this camper off was November of 2021. Gosh, year and a half? And today when I went to use the remote for the jacks, the one jack on the passenger front didn't work. So I'm gonna take you through trying to diagnose what's wrong with my jack. I think I have an idea, but I'm wrong all the time. So let's see what it takes to get this thing working out here in the middle of, this is our non-working jack. I'm gonna undo this bungee cord, swing the jack out, and then show you guys the remote. So the one we're working on is the passenger front hand side. What we wanna do is extend the jack. So I would hit the E button, and normally you would get movement out of the jack. We don't have any movement. So first thing I'm gonna do is check to see if we have voltage coming to this terminal here. All right, unplug that. My connection's not the prettiest. Should probably do a wire brush or something on this at some point. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the red probe from my multimeter into the terminal for the positive side, putting the black into the negative. Then we're gonna hit the extend button on the remote. Nice. So as you can see on the multimeter, we're getting 13 plus volts out of this port. So to me, that means that it's something, either the motor or something with this wiring extension that I put in between. My guess is it's gonna be the wiring extension. If you look closely, you can probably see with some decent clarity those pinholes there that are in my heat shrink butt connectors. So I'm guessing that road grime, corrosion, probably from salt, are built up inside of these connectors to a point where things aren't making a good contact in there. I'm gonna start with probably these outer ones and then probably do the other ones too, just to, I'll probably just start with the outer ones and see if that fixes it first. So this little kit here, I got it off of Amazon. It's super clutch. If you live in a van or an RV or you own a boat, the majority of your electrical connections are going to be 12 volt. This heat shrink butt connector kit is complete with all the colors and sizes of heat shrink butt connectors that you need for a lot of things, not everything, but. So I used the blue butt connectors the last time. I've got blue and yellow here. I'm wondering if the blue, being a little bit smaller, possibly cracked more prematurely than the yellow ones would have, but let's get this first connection off of here, see how the wires fit into each one of the sizes, and if it's too tight of a fit for the 16 to 14, then we'll go with the yellow 10 to 12. But it's good to have variety. I guess that's my point here. This sweet little variety pack was like, I don't know, 20 bucks. Okay. Okay, so I got my wires. I got the old sheeting off the wires here. The wires are pretty brittle. Gonna just slap some new butt connectors on here. All right, so I got my first butt connector on there, and we're gonna just give it a nice little squeeze above the non-insulated section I like to do. That doesn't break the heat shrink tubing on the outside of the casing like it would if you used where it's got the little pinch point there. That guy will put a hole right in your heat shrink, which is probably what happened with the ones I did here. I probably missed and grabbed it too low, and then boom, you pop that heat shrink and you're kind of negating everything that it's there for. This time we're gonna do differently. Okay, got the other one here. And we're pinching. Okay, 1/2 done. Okay. So you can see I'm twisting the wire. That will help the wire find its way into the butt connector much better than it would if you didn't wrap it up like that. And then I'll also twist the butt connector on there in the same direction that I had twisted the wire that went into the butt connector. Hopefully that makes sense. And then we're gonna crimp. Okay, check that we got a nice solid connection there. And then the complicated part of trying to get, that's not gonna work good. Okay. Okay. All right. My head probably covered all of that, but I was ripping this outside casing off a little bit in order to make room for me to bend this wire to go into that butt connector. Both butt connectors securely on there. I am not gonna heat shrink them yet. Let's test to see if we fix the problem. The reason I'm not gonna heat shrink them yet is because if this doesn't fix it, I'm gonna take that same multimeter, I'm gonna back probe each one of these butt connectors in order to see if we have electricity coming from the plug connection out to these butt connectors. And essentially I'm gonna continue to walk back the electricity from this plug port where we know we have a good solid 13 volts coming out through the plug connection, and then doesn't make it here. If this fixes it, then sweet. Let's find out. All right, 3, 2, 1. Didn't work. Okay, so didn't fix it, right? Yep, other jacks on the other side, I can hear them moving. Okay, so let's see. You still holding? I'll tell you when. Good. Can you stop for a sec? We hit the other side. Make sure it still works. Okay. I bet you it's that. Okay, you can stop, yeah, for a second. Oh, this will work good. Got my assistant out here hitting the button for me on the remote, and at points before you saw it on the video, we were getting 12 volts out of that connection. Now we're kind of not. I wonder if I'm just not getting in there right with the multimeter. So now I'm gonna clean this electrical connection off, and I wish I had a small wire brush to clean the inside of those ports. The only thing I have that's close would be like brake cleaner. Okay, I'll try it. It doesn't go very far. No. I mean, what you gave me is doing something. Okay, here, you take this back so I don't forget to give it to you. All right, let's test this bad boy. 3, 2, 1. Believe it or not, these jacks were beautiful when we set sail on the road 2 years ago. I had freshly painted them, and now they look like they're crappy, but it works. Got some rust under here that I should probably be addressing, but yeah, fixed it. So my last step here is going to be to shrink these heat shrink butt connectors. That way we can try and keep corrosion out. Well, that conclusively fixed that jack. I'm gonna go around to all the rest of the plug connections and use the same abrasive pad on each one of the terminals for the jack legs to make sure that every one of them is clean and ready to go so that we don't have future problems. And also it'll help make a better electrical connection and make sure that all the components are much happier than they would be if they had corrosion in there. So thanks again for being here. Be sure to subscribe. Please like this video, share it with your friends, share it with somebody who needs some information. We'll be back again soon. Bye.